Hey everyone, it's Monday and it is the week right after the release of Lyrical Monasterio, and as we can see on this screen right now, there has already been quite a big shift in the metagame. So there's only one big tournament over the weekend, and that is the one happening in Yokohama, pretty close to Tokyo. If you want to see on the map, this is where it is. It's like pretty much, I mean, we've seen Kawasaki a few times before, but Yokohama is like a pretty big district, right? Is it a district? Pretty big place, right? It's pretty well known. South of Tokyo, train distance pretty much. You're gonna see a lot of familiar names, and yeah, so that is pretty much the tournament. First place, actually Shirone, who came first with Roro Neru, and if you don't know her, she topped. She was participated in the WGP finals for Premium in 2019, playing Gold Paladin. I think she actually played Weirab and beat him, right? So, Weirab, unlucky man. But yeah, she came first place, and then second was Run with Bruce, third was Tsukigami with Seraph Snow, fourth was Ryo, right? Ryo, another famous name with Ernst, correct? The only one in top 8 playing that, and then we got Teak in top 8 with Seraph Snow, Gen with Bastion, I think we've seen Gen quite a few times as well, Xian with Roro Neru, and last one was Marudu with Roro Neru, right? So, big shift to make, like, no Bruces. Where did all the Bastions go? I don't know, right? And well, we still see the Seraph Snow. The Seraph Snow is still hanging around. So yeah, what was the deck breakdown? There were 58 players and 15 people brought Roro Neru. Right, that's like a lot. That's a huge shift. That should be Bastion numbers. But then after that, 12 people brought Seraph Snow. So Seraph Snow is still super popular in the metagame. And after that, Bastion is at 6. Bruce is at 6. Can you believe that? These guys are at the top, especially Bastion. And then after that, we got Uriel at 5. And then Ernstcrack at 3. So 3 Ernstcrack players, 1 top. Pretty good conversion. And then we got 3 Felty Rosa, 2 Nirvana. Nirvana used to be one of the top dog decks. Now fallen off quite heavily. And then we got like 2 Overlords, 1 Eugene, 1 Barrow Magnus even, 1 Hexa Orb, and 1 Astius, right? So that's pretty interesting. If you want to see Shirone's run, she actually went undefeated, right? She actually just went fully undefeated. First was against Uriel going second. Second round was against Prince Snow going second. Third was Bruce going first. Fourth was Bruce going first. And fifth was Roro Neru going second. And then played against Bastion, Clarissa, so that would be Ryo, and Bruce, all going second, but won them all. So pretty crazy, right? So this is the deck. This is the Roro Neru deck. You can see it's like they've maxed out the important orders. They didn't even bother with the power order, right? Just don't care about it. Just get the crit, and this gives like the restand and the power anyway. So you just max out those two, and then the other flex slots, they run 2 of the 13k booster. They also run like 13k beaters, right? 1 13k beater, and the rest is just pretty much standard for the deck. You're just running the good cards, right? The draw 2 filter, the defensive power. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's an easy build to play. Second place was just your good old Bruce deck, right? Got 3 Eden, but 4 Leonard. We think, I personally think this deck is still really strong. And I think the West Regards is super strong as well, but I don't know, it's really fallen off a cliff now. I guess a lot of people are trying new things, but you know, Lyrical really changing up the metagame quite big time, right? Big time. We've got Seraph Snow again. This Seraph Snow list is a bit weird. Normally we see a lot of the hand trap, but instead he's running this new PR card, which is when it comes into play from hand on the Rearguard circle, you can Soul Blast 1 and put the top card of your opponent's deck into the prison face up, right? And then after that, if you have 2 or more your opponent's cards in your prison, this card gets plus 5,000 power. So it's just basically a 15 card beater, but literally just, it's like a no nonsense, just put a card in prison pretty much, right? So you got 2 bug motors, that's automatically 2 prisons. This just automatically gives you a prison, or you go something like a Seraph Snow plus this is automatically 3 prisons. So that just kind of sorts it all out, sorts out your prisons. Still running the Lamone. I don't know. I don't really get the Lamone here again. It's kind of nice, I get, if you're against Bastions and you know you can't kind of target them. Lamones, you can swing the Lamones in and kind of force your opponent to guard them. But yeah, apart from that, the rest is just they've sacrificed a lot of slots for this PR just to get the triple drive ASAP. ASAP pretty much. Then the 4th place we got, this is Ryu's Earns Correct deck. Pretty much 4 of every single Earns Correct card here. The flex slot is this card. This is just when it comes into the Guardian Circle, you may Soul Blast 1 and give one of your Earns Correct characters plus 10,000 for that battle, so it's just a defensive trick. But he's also running, like, you have 3 flex slots, and one was that 2 of the flex slots are from this order, this Blitz order. So during this turn, if your Vanguard has been hit, for this attack, you may give one of your units plus 30k for this battle. So it's pretty much, if you've taken a damage, play this down, bam, big shield, huge shield, just defensive, right? The rest, this is just defensive stuff. I mean, it's a pretty easy build to make, right? 4 every Earns Correct cards that you want, and then 4 of the order, and then 3 flex slots, which is basically defensive tricks. And then with 12 crit, I know some people are like running a few extra draws because you want to keep on drawing into this order to continue putting on the pressure. But because Clarissa basically has like on-hit draw, right? And if you hit 3 times, you're basically drawing, right? So yeah, you don't need that many draws. You can just go full out crits and try to finish the game, right? So that's a pretty interesting build. Then in the top 8s, we've got the Seraph Snows again. This is a much more traditional Seraph Snow build, running this one's running some draws, not full out fronts, but just back to that hand order, and then no Lemons, which I think is correct. But still got the 4 PRs. This PRs is making a huge splash in the minigame. And then Bastion, we've got, I mean, crazy, right? This used to be dominating everyone, but now we only see this like 1 standard Bastion deck that we've seen so far. And then we have another Roro Neru decks. So this one's only running 3 of the crit order, but the rest of this is pretty much the same. The flex slots is literally just which power unit they want, and this person opted to run 4 of the 13k attackers, but just then you have like no boosters. Look, there's basically no grade 1s, right? Like 9 grade 1s, 4 of them are nulls. Yeah, 1 order, and then like 3. This is just basically an 11k booster. Which I guess it works, but you just don't have the number of boosters. You really only 3 of this, and that's kind of it. I guess you can put down a draw trigger, and that can be a boost. But yeah, it's not too amazing. But yeah, this is the last Rural Neru deck as well. This one is just running maxed out on the 13k attackers, but still running some debate starter. Still running some 13k boosters, but this one's not running the countercharge one, which is kind of surprising. That countercharge one is actually pretty good in my opinion. So yeah, a lot of these Rural Neru decks are just really committing hard on just like putting down bodies to attack with rather than worrying about the boosters. Because your Vanguard is basically the key strategy, right? But you compare it with like Shirone's build. Shirone ran at least 5 boosters, right? 5 boosters. I think this is a much more balanced build, and I do like this one way better than the last 2 that we saw. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, it wasn't just standard. We did have premium again, and I think we have some more premium stuff, like developments in the metagame, just because Lyrical Monasterio got released. So this is the top 4 for premium. We got Master coming in first with Bermuda Triangle. Kyon, again, we've seen Kyon, this guy, he's coming second with Bermuda Triangle. We got Muniman with Nubatama, and then I think this is it us? I don't really know the second name. Something, but he's playing Shadow Paladin. Yeah. All right. 28 players joined this tournament. Again, it's pretty spread out. There were 3 Narakamis, 3 Link Joker, 2 Shadow Paladins, 2 Gold Paladins, and then 2 Genesis, 2 Kagu, 2 Nubatama, 2 Dark Erika, and 2 Bermudas. So both Bermudas basically topped, and then basically one of a lot of other things. So yeah, that was basically the entire deck breakdown. And first place was actually a pure Highlander list. This is a fully Highlander list, like 1 of everything, even including the triggers. And he's running 1 of this new Lyrical Monasterio whale, right? It's kind of, I feel like it's kind of jank. It's like a CB2, give your Vanguard the following effect. All your regards get plus 5k. So when you make multiple attacks, you're dipping in on the 5ks quite a lot. But it is a big kind of CB investment, right? But I guess with the Lyrical Monasterio, now you have like so many more triggers that you can use as well, which is pretty crazy. But he is running some D stuff. You got the Shia, which is a scuffed Leeslot. You have way more different perfect guards that you can run as well. And you got this new one that gives 10k to things when you put it on the Regard Circle. But with Citron, you can abuse that. You can abuse that power line as well. So yeah, quite a few D guards being used, and then the G deck is just kind of a lot of Pacificas. Hide the screen now, boys. But yeah, there's a lot of tier Kirus, or two of the, this just should be the Highlander one, right? So yeah, all right, pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. A pure Highlander taking it home. No greed, basically no greed in the main deck at all. And the second Bermuda deck is just kind of a more standard Riviere deck that we've been seeing a lot, but now, you know, just people are playing in. It's, I don't know, it's kind of weird, right? When we think about how strong this Riviere deck was before, now there were stronger decks, but I think, guess in Japan, still kind of nascent metagame. This still taking names. You can't underestimate it, right? It's still consistent, still quick, still beats people down. Good old Riviere, right? So good job. Now, third place we have is Nubitama, just a Jamyo Magatsu build, and with a just hand destruction and win. Lastly, we've got this interesting Shadow Paladin list, which is, you know, you look at it, it's a superior-eyed Phantom Blaster Dragon, right? But you're running the D Phantom Blaster Dragon, so you can superior into this to call a free card out. You can't use the act effect, but who cares? The act effect sucks, so all about the auto effect. And then next turn, you can like Persona Ride onto him to give your front row 10k and combo with like a Morfessa. And then, you know, that's alright. It's cool. You trick some stands, doing multiple attacks. You've even got this card, which is like just at the end of the battle, you can CB1, retire this unit, and call a Blaster Dark from a drop zone. So you can make multiple attacks with under Morfessa power. Yeah, so lots of attacks. Then hopefully you trigger like a stand trigger from your Morfessa attack, which will, you know, get even more attacks, and your opponent really can't guard that amount of power. And then if you're even luckier, you can trigger like the over trigger, and then rear guards are swinging, getting stands, and they're basically dead, right? They're basically dead. So this is like Morfessa kind of wombo combo. The Bobo's, I guess the Bobo's just there to get some damage, right? Just get some damage. But apart from that, right, it's a kind of an interesting build. Much more, I think it's a much more quick Luard build, right? Well, not a Luard build. Like Luard is kind of stable, but this one just kind of goes straight up hams. Not go ham, right? Go ham, you know, balls to the wall kind of thing. Isn't that, or backs to the wall? Something like that. But yeah, you just go ham and go fully into it. But yeah, Luard still works. Honestly, Luard still works. You still have people running like what Luard, Superior. This is just, you know, at least we're seeing Phantom Blaster Dragon doing something. It's pretty crazy, right? It's pretty crazy. So yeah, that is basically it for this week's one. Only one tournament, but you know, now it's pretty cool. We get to feature standard and premium, which is great. We get to feature 2 tournaments, and with V collection coming out, I'm pretty sure V tournaments are gonna rise again. But next week, I'm not sure how many tournaments we're actually gonna see. This entire tournament might be just shut down because there is a bigger state of emergency in Japan for COVID. So a lot of tournaments are just stopping. So we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see if this is still around on Monday next week. Otherwise, I'll need to think of something interesting to talk about. But yeah, hopefully it gets better there, and hopefully we get to see more tournaments also. It's like the cusp of a new set, which is great. It's great, and it's good to see. Like, at least there's some talk of premium in Japan on Twitters, and people talking about the format and going, "Wow, there's so many different decks we can play. It's crazy," which is great. It's great, right? So let me know what you guys think of these tournament results, or just this tournament result, and I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, bye.